in 1889, John Aspinall designed the Class 27060, a simple yet surprisingly capable and powerful locomotive for its size. It would become the standard goods locomotive of the Lancashire and Yorkshire Railway. The class would eventually number 484 examples, which would be built in several batches from their inception in 1889 to 1918. Naturally, as a class built over such a long period of time, there were going to be some modifications. The largest modifications came about as an experiment by Hughes, one of Aspinall's successors. They were an early experiment in superheating, and, in 1909, the first superheated locomotive rolled out of the Lancashire and Yorkshire works at Horwich. The first of a batch of 20. These were built with standard round-topped boilers. But then, in 1912, another batch of superheated locomotives was built, this time with Belpaire fireboxes. And all of the locos built from then on were to be to this design, apart from the last 5, which for some unknown reason were built to the original 1889 specification. The engines had 2 inside cylinders and were fitted with David Joy pattern valve gear. By 1918, after the last of the class was built, the sun was setting on the Lancashire and Yorkshire Railway. They would be absorbed into the LMS in the Big Four Grouping Act of 1923. And that grouping, 300 of the class passed into LMS ownership. The LMS gave them the power class 3F. This allowed them to slot in nicely with the Midland 060s that the LMS had acquired at grouping. And so they soldiered on. But under the LMS, withdrawals started to occur. 235 of the class were handed over to British Railways in 1948. They still continued to serve under BR, with around 50 being in action in summer 1960. And finally, by the mid-1960s, they had all gone. All 484 members of the class had at some point been withdrawn from service. But fortunately, the story does not end there for our plucky little 060. One locomotive, the 1896 built number 1300, later becoming LMS number 1322 and BR 52322, managed to survive and is preserved at the Ribble Steam Railway, although currently on long-term loan to the East Lancs Railway. And so, this humble goods locomotive, this locomotive that has been in service for over 100 years, remains pulling trains today, a testament to their design and longevity. That is where this story ends. I hope you found this brief history of the LNY Class 27 informative. All that's left for me to say now is thank you for watching, and I hope you will join me next time when we look at the LNY Class 25 Ironclads. See you next time.